It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Cowboys and the football team, next on EA Sports.
It's a pretty frigid December day in our nation's capital. We got our space heaters on full blast up in the booth at FedEx Field.
Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. DeAndre Carter returning it. And he'll go down at the 25-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Leading him out is going to be their quarterback. That's the grizzled vet, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And I think by now, we know what we're going to get with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Veteran savvy, a ton of know-how, and the enthusiasm for playing and teaching the game, almost second to none. But he also has a bit of a tendency to be a loose cannon with the football. Oftentimes that works out. Sometimes it costs his team, but never a dull moment when he's on the field.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made this initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. This is called by the tight end, Logan Thomas. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you get real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Looking to throw it on 2nd down. Fitzpatrick. They'll dump that off to Gibson. Complete. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your rhythm. It can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding it to a short gain.
To the air again, Fitzpatrick. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. CeeDee Lamb deep for the Cowboys. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
It's been a lot of fun watching him advance in his career. Many people question his ability to throw the football coming out of Mississippi State. He's conclusively answered that question. In addition, a very strong runner and an even better leader.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Not much there, under the yard.
The defense, you must bounce when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop the line scrimmage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott on the left side. Got it. A pretty move, couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. 4 yards of it.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position, because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with the quickness, the speed, and the running side.
The shotgun, it's Prescott. Wide open, Barry Cooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process, when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped out. The Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Chase Young able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. Well, on that one, they go with the play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you start with the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
To try again after this. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. The line to get in is the 33. Down. Here's Prescott. He's going to let this go. Back to the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. They're spotted at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. That's running out of just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower and make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior look so you can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still pull and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
Fitzpatrick so complete there to Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team. Because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it. Occasionally, you break a tackle and turn into a big game. Also, if they start to clean up, start to pressure the receivers, you go over the top, take it deep, now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there? If you got it, that's a piece of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
3rd and short yardage, Fitzpatrick. Completes it to Samuel. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, they hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That's a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
First carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Second and 8 coming up. Fitzpatrick. And the Cowboys pressure gets them this time for the sack.
Big
DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground. And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Third and long,
Fitzpatrick following the sack. What can he and the gang come up with? Back to throw. Fitzpatrick. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? Guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So how about this for field position after the big play?
Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, hit those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
On second down, here's Gibson again. The reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The short field brings even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they were able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
A long way to go here on 3rd
down for the 8th play of the drive. Throwing Fitzpatrick. Oh, it'll be intercepted. A great read and it's picked off. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, go back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So
they'll first and 10 now from the 33. Throwing Prescott. That is incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down.
I think you've got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. Not avoid the pressure as the Washington Commanders gets home. Montez Sweat. It will go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles are usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you want a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. So let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, the blind pressure 2, and he goes down with the small.
They got the corner blitz that time. It delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
I tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. DeAndre Carter back deep, and he'll get this away into the icy Ritter Anger. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense back out there. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, he also told us, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, right? It's the end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Get the lesson. Never ask the play-by-play guy questions.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
After the pickup for 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Fitzpatrick. To the right side, and complete to Thomas. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So Cowboy territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Here's Fitzpatrick. Over the hands of the tight end Bates. And down inside the 15 he goes.
That was a fun one to watch right there. Nice in-breaking around. There's plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
The 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. And taken down at the 21. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
From the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw is Fitzpatrick. And Thomas has it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
He's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And on 3rd down,
down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Now Fitzpatrick. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 33. And this one is right through. And it's 3-0 Washington. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point to drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times and get a good first down. And hopefully flip the field.
There's something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. And that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 27, Prescott. His throw incomplete.
Everything went right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. And in going into a little bit of traffic, maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. There's Prescott. He's getting switched to the Cooper. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play here for Dallas.
Well, Bart, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they put field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has a little way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they're killing. They follow up that gigantic game with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Prescott. Finds his target. It's Schultz. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
2nd down and 4. From the shotgun, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
A quick burst there, he nicely bit off. A pretty decent gain.
Now on it. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4th, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Dak's going to keep it. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. They'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
That's a really elite defense there because they saw the heavy look coming from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. It's a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Zerline's kick is up and through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Field goal is all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. It's taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. They're set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Linebacker able to get 3. That's not what they want. They wanted speed, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot off the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On second down, here's Gibson again. To the 27, give him 4 yards.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Washington
on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run with Gibson. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
So far, the these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. Looking sideline, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprisingly, that guy was covered. That took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Second and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. Fighting a safety valve here. That's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play you made there in the field.
On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a give to Gibson. Oh, a nifty juke there. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. Flip a lower center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down, Fitzpatrick. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the
incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. Fitzpatrick. Throw to the flat here from the 60. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they picked up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going.
Now a 1st
and 10 at the 11.
Back to
the ground with Gibson. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Second and 1 from the 2. Handoff for Gibson. He pushes forward and comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down without the 1. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense column.
The
offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
A
carry for Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the dodgeball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. Kicker fits so far, points via field goals. They're hoping to change that later here. Gibson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can see your face right now because I know what mine noted on this one. Madden would love this. Football, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. That hit he stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They didn't 2-3 that they didn't punch it in at 6 points. But don't have to remember, they did put points on the board. 3 points is 3 points. And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and they miss a little bit after they gave up the score.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw taking in Cooper here. And they get him down, but now he takes it across the 40-yard line. Ron Rivera scowling down on the sideline, and he's thrown with the The thing that they'll be looking at is the spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Flushed out line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. Buying time to his left. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. And it will cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
First down, Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Prescott to throw. This is close. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
Nice rhythm throw there. First down. He located his tight end, made a nice, easy switch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? And again, touchdown, Cowboys. Very well, Lua. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's
certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Washington offense set to take over. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means you're doing something wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run, and vice versa. You continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, then you mix it up with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 54 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. On first down, right back to Gibson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
3 yards remain for second down. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Terry McLaurin, 56 yards. And Washington has taken the lead. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
I'll tell you what a first time you I've got here, because that was actually something else to watch. Not a lot of play with that. That was catching and go. I mean, if you say real fast, that's absolutely devastating effect.
Extra point by Sky is up and good, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Joey slide out to kick off after the touchdown. Pollard to return from the end zone. That decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try to mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always the defense believe that he's still a threat.
As they say, don't forget about it.
Don't take him totally out of the game. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ball up to
the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw typically there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
From the 40, and second down. Prescott. And this one quickly to Lamb.
This has to go down to one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Prescott looks to throw on first. He'll go to Lane. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Again, it's to Elliott. Uses this arm, and he's got this down to the 35.
It's big plays in the passing game on this drive. Here's one out of the running game. So the passing game, loosening things up. That is ready to roll.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Here's the fucking Lamb, complete. 3 yards to gain there, second down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had to read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really good game.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw taken in by Jarwin. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? If you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Elliott. And just a short game, the Cowboys are able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is he's going to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Jack going to hand it to Elliott to watch it. And this time he is here. Ezekiel Elliott. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front, giving him at least a stalemate in order to find that space?
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they? Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. That time, a 9-play drive, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. $17-17 to score. All even to this point as it kicks away. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been the defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are fleeting and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is, possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give them a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Fitzpatrick. He gets it to Thomas. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? But Marvin right now just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is here. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Fitzpatrick down on first down. And he will find his man Samuel. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs. In this case, the feet did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field, the rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Fitzpatrick on first down. He will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses happen their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back and forth first half. And they got to him again. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Needs something deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They'll run with it, Gibson, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard. Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Pressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a first and 10. Now Dallas gets set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Dropping this one off for Zeke. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space. It turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Prescott. It's caught. Cooper. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Throwing. Prescott. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Prescott now. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. That catch good for only a couple. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. So nothing separating these two teams as we head to the break all square. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Cowboys. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for Washington, we get a look at their numbers on the ground in that first half, as they'll be looking to rev things up here in a tie ball game.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Pollard to return from the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Getting set to go again, we get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Prescott's throw there caught by Gallup. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
A first down throw for Prescott. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he's brought down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area. So you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
On second down, Elliott once more. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and we will remain tied here in this third quarter. So no real weather issues, anything of that nature to speak of, but that's now 2 missed field goals here so far.
And not to use this as an excuse, but I will say, It is a little bit different kicking outdoors than it is in a dome.
Sure.
You can fall in love with perfect footing, no breeze whatsoever. I doubt that had too big of an impact, but you never know.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
On second down, here's Gibson again. They juked him, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 86 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Fitzpatrick. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Once more, Gibson. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Gibson. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw here, Fitzpatrick. He's got it. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And Washington has taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Sly on for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So this drive spans 7 plays. Touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try to take the field goal out of it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Toss left to Elliott. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 56 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back? That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And to the 36-yard line. Taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in his performance.
First down, Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill it for a loss.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Prescott to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Again, it's Elliott. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. Here's Elliott, and this time he is in. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Fitzpatrick. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. He is hoping to find the end zone for a third time, and we sit now in the third quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch.
Let's go.
A big play here for Dallas.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And this one quickly to Lamb. And it's a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And at this stage in the game, sure, you wanted the touchdown. You're already in the red zone. But, boy, you squandered a chance to at least get the field goal there. So no points out of this, and we stay tied.
Very disappointed team. No one more disappointed than the kid.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
We're going to shut you down.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. A give to Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys on just 2 plays have taken the lead. He's got the hat trick now of rushing touchdowns. Also has his team the advantage.
And I'm looking at it 2 ways here. If I'm on defense, I don't care what they do now. I commit as many people as it takes to slowing him down running the football. Even if they want to hit me over the top on play action, I just don't let him beat me that way anymore. And if I'm him, I'm in the huddle calling the plays myself. I don't care what play call comes in. I tell my quarterback, guess what? You're handing it to me again.
And if I'm the quarterback, I'm saying, okay, that sounds good, right?
Smart quarterback.
Zerline good with a PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have 2 touchdown catches. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and that will come the offense as they take over. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the 3rd, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. No running room for Zeke on 1st down as he'll maybe get a yard out of that.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. Elliott a 1st down and more. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line.
They have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. Oh, what a juke into space. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Let's go.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon. I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Prescott. Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Cowboys on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Elliott, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds.
I can hear it right now that most people in our business are saying, why aren't they running the football? But I happen to agree with this strategy. They've had success all game long. I don't think they should go away from it. Too often, teams go into that protect mode and end up giving away the football. This team has stayed aggressive, and it's working out for them.
Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. A gain of 7 that time, 2nd goal.
And a nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. He tried to break that plane but couldn't get there, and that's going to leave him now at 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try again. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on 1st down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
4th down, Prescott. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dalton Schultz. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Zerline now for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Here's Carter now on the return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Washington ready to try again on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys will take over possession here up at the 44. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 1st down, it's Elliott, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
On 2nd and 11 now, Prescott. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Prescott now. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
So now Dak Prescott. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Cowboys have recovered. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. They sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Prescott from the gun. It's caught. Cooper. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags.
Unbelievable.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Chase Young able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing, Prescott. They still can't get it. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could. But let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So now here comes the field goal unit again, and this phase of the game has been an absolute disaster so far. And Zerline's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. And the Washington offense heading out. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter. Fitzpatrick on first down. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Fitzpatrick now. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Throwing Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Fitzpatrick on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. So no gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the main field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. Here's Carter now on the return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw is Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They start on the ground with Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2nd down and 8. They go to Elliott again. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big down.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On 2nd down now. It's Elliott, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.